Buen provecho para
Bon
todos
appetit to all
allá en Santiago,
there
Chile,
in Santiago, Chile, there in the congregation of our brother Patricio Lala.
Estoy viendo por aquí la foto que
I'm
me
seeing
envió
here the
nuestra
picture
hermana
that
Ruth.
our sister Ruth sent me.
Un saludo al misionero Miguel Bermúdez Marín.
Greetings to the missionary Miguel Bermúdez Marín,
Y también a
to
Patricio, su
Ruth,
esposa
and
Selvi,
also to Patricio and his
ahí a la
wife
hermana que
Selvi,
está al lado, no sé
and there
el
to the
nombre de
sister
ella.
that is on the side.
A Patricio
I don't know her name. To
también por
Patricio
allí a
Jr.
Gerson,
I also saw
también a Gian
Gerson
del Corto y Paula,
around there, and also
están
Gian
también
del
allí,
Corto and
de
Paula.
allá de San José dos Campos,
They are
de
also
Brasil,
there from Sao
diferentes hermanos del
Paulo,
Brasil,
Sao José de
también
dos Campos in Brazil,
Daniel Canido,
in
también que
different
lo
brethren
saludé
from
ayer.
Brazil, Eina
Un placer
Sanido
y una alegría
as
también
well, who I
verlo,
greeted yesterday.
también a
A
Marcos
pleasure and joy to see
de
him,
allá
and
de
also
Cochabamba,
Marcos from
Bolivia,
Cochabamba,
y
Bolivia,
también
and
Johnny Varela,
also
también
Johnny
de Bolivia,
Zambrana,
y todos los
also
que
from
vinieron de allá
Bolivia, and all those
de Santa Cruz.
who came from Santa Cruz.
Y también por allí vi a
And I also saw
Chan y a su
Chang
esposa Rebeca, que
and
fueron
his wife
desde acá,
Rebecca over
su
there,
hija Rebequita también
who
y su
went
esposo,
from here,
los
and their daughter
camarógrafos, y
Rebequita
todos allí
and
que
her
levantaron la
husband,
mano. Ahí ya los cubro a todos.
the cameraman and everyone there who raised their hands. I cover them all of you. I cover all of you there
Que Dios
who
les
are at
bendiga
that
grandemente
breakfast.
a todos,
Bon appetit, and may
y que
God
siga
bless
Dios
you all greatly, and
preparando
may God
cada
continue
alma,
preparing
cada corazón,
every soul, every heart,
para que reciban
so that you may
no tan
receive
solo ahí en ese lugar,
not only there in that
sino en
place,
todos los
but
lugares
in
donde
all
hay simiente
places
de
where
Dios,
there
escogido
is
de Dios,
God's
siga
seed,
Dios
God's elect.
preparándolos
May God continue preparing
para la
you
adopción,
for adoption. Continue
porque
preparing us
es
for
tiempo
adoption,
de adopción,
because it is time of
es
adoption.
tiempo en donde
It is time
el escogido de Dios
where the
recibirá
chosen of
lo
God
que Jesús recibió
will
en
receive
el
what
monte de la
Jesus received on the
transfiguración,
Mount of
en
Transfiguration,
donde estaban allí
where the ministries
los
of
ministerios de Moisés y
Moses
Elías,
and Elijah
los
were,
cuales se requiere
which are
que
required
estén
to be
en tiempo de
in the
adopción.
time of adoption.
No puede haber adopción
There cannot be
sin
adoption
que estén
without
esos ministerios
those
presentes.
ministries being present.
Por lo tanto,
Therefore,
por eso es que en este tiempo
that is why in
la
this time
adopción será
the
una
adoption will
realidad,
be a reality,
porque los
because
ministerios de Moisés
the
y Elías,
ministries of Moses and Elijah are in the midst of the church,
y eso nos da una
and that
seguridad
gives us an
de
assurance
que
that
vamos a ser adoptados.
we are going to be adopted.
Eso nos da
That
una seguridad
gives us an
de
assurance
que así
that
como el día de
just
Pentecostés
like on the day of Pentecost,
se le aparecieron lenguas
there appeared unto
repartidas como
them
fuego, como él dice aquí, que en este
tongues
tiempo
of
serán
fire,
las
as
teofanías
he says there that at
así
this time will be
en
theophanies.
cada lugar.
So in every
No
place,
necesitamos estar
we do not
todos en
need
un
to
solo
be
lugar, aunque vamos
all
a
in
estar
one place.
cuando
Although we are going to be,
transformados
when we are
en un
transformed
cuerpo eterno y
and have that
glorificado,
eternal
que no va a haber
glorified
límite,
body,
y
there
nos
will be no
vamos a reunir
limits.
todos.
And we are all going to gather
Antes de
together,
No
but before
necesitamos
that,
estar en un
we don't
solo
need to
sitio
be in
para
one
que
place
venga a nosotros
for
esa
that promise to
promesa,
come to us,
porque
because
esa promesa está cumplida
that
ya
promise is already
en lo espiritual.
fulfilled.
Estamos en el
And
aposento
spiritually,
alto,
we are in the
delante
upper
de la
room,
piedra
which
angular,
is the edge of the
y
cornerstone.
así
And
se
thus,
cumple
that
esa
promise
promesa que es
is
el
fulfilled,
aposento alto,
which is in
donde
the upper room,
Dios cumplirá
where God will fulfill
esa palabra
that word,
de las teofanías,
the word of the
las cuales
theophanies,
estarán entrando
which
a
will be
nosotros.
entering into
O sea que
us.
donde quiera
In other words, wherever an elect of God is,
allí
there
esa teofanía que ha
the
salido de la
theophany,
gran teofanía de Dios
which
estará
has come out
descendiendo
from the
sobre
great theophany of
ese
God, will
escogido.
be descending
No
upon
importa
that
en el
chosen
lugar
one.
donde se encuentra.
Does it matter where he is
Así
found?
que grandes bendiciones
So
Dios tiene para
God
nosotros
has
en
great
este
blessings
tiempo
for us
final,
in this end
lo
time,
cual
which
Él ha prometido
he has promised
que cumplirá eso
that he will
en medio de su
fulfill
iglesia,
that in
en
the
la
midst of his
etapa
church,
de la edad de
in the
piedra
stage of
angular,
the age of the
en la
cornerstone,
dispensación
in
del
the
reino.
dispensation of the
No puede ser
kingdom.
cumplida esa promesa
That promise
en
cannot
una
be
dispensación
fulfilled in a
pasada y
past
una edad pasada,
dispensation
sino
and in
que
the past
cumplida
age, but
en
it is
la etapa
fulfilled
y edad de adopción.
in the stage and age of
La edad de
adoption,
piedra angular,
the age of the cornerstone,
allí
which was
Jesús,
the age in
lo
which
cual
Jesus was,
también estaba allí cumpliéndose
which
la venida
also the coming
de
of
la
the
piedra
stone not
cortada
cut
de mano,
by the hands was also being
la
fulfilled,
venida del Señor,
which is the
en
coming
su
of the
primera
Lord in
venida
his first coming there
en los días
in the days
del pueblo hebreo
of the Hebrew people,
y que llegó a
and
esa parte, a esa
which reached
etapa,
that part, that stage of
pero
adoption.
fíjense que estaba allí,
But you notice
la
that
piedra,
the stone was there.
estaba allí Moisés y Elías,
Moses and Elijah were there,
tres testigos.
and the three witnesses were there as well.
Eso
And
que ocurrió allí
that
en el
which
monte de la
happened there on the Mount of
Transfiguración
Transfiguration
se va a repetir,
is going to be repeated.
ese momento
That
de
moment
adopción
of
en
adoption
este tiempo final.
in this end time.
Pero saben ustedes una cosa,
But do you know something?
que ya
That
están presentes
those
aquellos a los cuales Dios va a
who
adoptar,
God is going to adopt are already present, and those
aquellos
who God
a
will
los
be
cuales Dios
using
estará usando
for that
para esa
adoption
adopción.
are already
Es como en
present.
una graduación.
It is like a graduation.
Están allí
The
los
students are
alumnos que
there
ya pasaron las
who
materias,
have already passed the
pero
courses,
también están allí
but there are also those
aquellos a los cuales
to whom
estarán dándole las premiaciones.
who will be giving
Vean
them
que
the
todo eso que va a
awards.
ocurrir
You notice
en la
that
cena de la boda del
all that is
Cordero,
going to
la
happen at the marriage supper of the Lamb in the
antes de
distribution
eso,
of rewards.
experimentando
Before that, we will be
esos
experiencing those
eventos
glorious
gloriosos y esas promesas
events and
gloriosas
those glorious
cuando estemos en la
promises
cena de la boda del
when we
Cordero.
are at the
Ahora,
marriage supper of the Lamb.
estando en estos cuerpos
Now, being in
terrenales,
these earthly bodies,
experimentaremos
we will experience
esa graduación
that
con nuestra
graduation
adopción.
with our adoption.
Tenemos también allí
And we also have
al que nos va a adoptar,
there the one who will adopt us,
al ángel del pacto,
the angel of the
la columna de
covenant,
fuego,
the pillar of
en medio
fire
de su iglesia.
in the midst of his church.
Y por eso es que
And
ayer hablamos
that is why yesterday we
de
talked
que
about
le da derecho
that it gives
a ese
us,
mensajero,
it
que
gives
es
to
el
that
pilar del
messenger
pueblo de
the right to
pero
be
también le da derecho a ese mensajero
spoken
hablar
by the pillar of fire,
esa
but it also
palabra de
gives that
adopción
messenger the
a
right to
aquellos que
speak
están
that word of
presentes
adoption
para su
to those who
adopción.
are present for the
O
adoption.
sea, que tenemos todos los elementos ya.
In other words, we have all the elements already on the scene.
Ahora falta
Now what
que
remains
estén todos
is for everyone
quietecitos,
to be calm,
calladitos,
to be quiet,
como cuando se va a
as
obtener,
when one is going to obtain the adoption,
esperando
waiting
que el maestro de ceremonia
for the master of ceremonies
empiece esa etapa de
to
adopción,
start that adoption
lo cual,
stage,
si
which,
ustedes se fijan,
if you
no
notice,
pasan todos de
they do
cantazo
not
al
all
frente,
come at once
sino que
to
se
the
va
front.
llamando
Instead,
uno
they
a uno.
are called one by one.
Vean que también eso
See that also
estará ocurriendo
that will be
en
happening
la etapa de la resurrección.
in the stage of
Porque él
resurrection.
dice, miren cómo
Because it
se mueve
says,
allí
see
la
how the
resurrección.
resurrection is moving
O
there.
sea que hay
In other
un
words,
mecanismo,
there's a mechanism
y hay una manera
and there's a
para
way
cumplir
for God to
sus
fulfill
promesas.
His promises.
Y
And
cada uno desea
everyone
que
would
primero,
like to be first,
pero va a haber uno primero,
but it's going to be the first
y
one.
luego después de
And
eso,
then after that,
ya todos
everyone
continuarán
will continue
obteniendo esa
to
promesa.
obtain that
Es
promise.
como el que va a estar
It is like
dando y llamando hacia
the one who is going to be giving and calling towards
recibir esa
the
premiación.
platform to
Ya
receive
esa
that
persona
award.
pasó por todo ese
That person
proceso.
has already gone through all the process,
Y así es.
all that process.
También cuando se vaya a
And
cumplir
so
eso,
it is when
en esa visión que
it
le fue
is
mostrada
going
al
to be
reverendo
fulfilled
William
in that
Branham,
vision that
estaba
was shown
allí
to the Reverend
al
William
al
Branham,
lado de Jesús,
where the
llamando
recording angel
por
was
sus
there
nombres,
next
que
to
el hermano Branham
Jesus,
dice
calling
que
by
escuchó
names.
cuando decía Ornan Neville,
And that Brother Branham
y él
says
pasaba a Ornan
he heard
Neville,
when he
era
said,
ese era el pastor
Old Man
de
Neville.
Jeffersonville.
And there he would pass to Old Man
Y luego
Neville
dicen,
to the
William Branham.
Old Man Neville would come
Y él
to the
dice,
front
yo no pensaba que me fueran a
and so
llamar.
on and so
Y
forth.
vean,
And then they
aquí
say
está
William
esa etapa
Branham,
de la
and he says,
repartición.
I don't think they were going to call me.
Pero
And
para
notice,
que lleguemos
there was
a
that
esa etapa,
stage of distribution of the rewards.
recibir esa,
But in order for us
esas
to get to that stage and receive those rewards, first we have to go through the stage of testing, which is what we are going through, and then move to the stage of being attentive to the one who is going to adopt us, and then be there at the marriage supper of the Lamb. There's a mechanism, there's a process for all the things that God is going to do and will be doing. We cannot go ahead ourselves, nor fall behind, but we have to be in the step behind the ark, behind the guide of the one who knows the way and the one who has the blueprint or the plan to take you to the marriage supper of the Lamb. We have come out and set off on this path to arrive. And if you and I are here recognizing the one who is going to adopt us and seeing and listening to that great tutor, the Holy Spirit, working in the midst of his church, then I have news for you. Those of you who are alert, holding on and attentive and listening to that tutor, that great tutor where you are going to receive to obtain your adoption. He who is not up here, he will not be adopted. He will not understand. He will not comprehend the things that are happening there in the upper room, in the edge of the cornerstone. So, the missionary Miguel Bembres Marine and all those who are present on that breakfast, may God bless you, may God keep you. And to all who are in all the countries, attentive, watching and listening and paying attention, the pillar of fire speaking from where I said he was going to speak from in the great cathedral, where the pillar of fire was seen there speaking to someone, but that someone will have to speak what he was told by the pillar of fire, and that is none other than what was told to Jesus there, that Moses and Elijah spoke to Jesus, the one they were going to adopt. Well, this was just a little greeting. So may God bless you, may God keep you, and may God always use you greatly in the work of the Lord. And thus in this activity that you are going to have right now, may God fill us with the knowledge more and more of His program corresponding to our time. May God bless you, Brother Miguel, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much, Patricio, Serve, for what you are doing in these activities there in favor of all the brethren who are visiting you there and all those who are also from Chile. Always keep yourselves united and in good fellowship, ministers with other ministers and also with brethren, so that the enemy may not be able to enter and cause trouble in the church. Always remember the words of the bride, which were spoken in the message, Christ is the mystery of God revealed. Keep those words always in your mind. So well, may God bless you and may God keep you all.